Hey everyone, welcome to IELTS Energy TV. In today's episode, Jessica and I share an amazing activity that is very engaging. It is going to add some pizzazz to your IELTS speaking practice. We share tips on how to create your own IELTS speaking questions that are interesting to you, how to structure them so that they can be IELTS valid, good questions to practice for the IELTS exam. So listen up so that you can have a boost to your IELTS speaking practice with today's activity.
Hello, Aubrey. Happy Monday. How are you?
Yes, happy Monday. How was your trip to Seattle?
It was
Was
so
it
awesome.
fun?
You guys, this is traveling is such like an integral part of me as a person. Like not being able, it's not like I can travel all the time anyway, even in a normal world, but not even having the option to travel at all for over a year was
It's stifling.
it's
It's stifling.
stifling.
Yes.
It does like it suffocates my soul. So, and I'm not dramatic at all, but being able to travel to Seattle with James, we were still safe. We put, cleaning stuff on our hand, Purell on our hands all the time and wore masks
Sure.
everywhere, but we still went out in the world and saw amazing tourist stuff. And we went to the top of the Space Needle. We went to the whole reason why we went there was to go to Funko HQ. It's a big store for his favorite like action figures. I'm gonna show you
Which,
on YouTube right now.
yes.
I got a t-shirt. Guys, if you're not watching on YouTube, then check it out.
Yeah, you have to come see the video so you can see Jessica's new t-shirt. It's a Funko Pop, which is like a bobblehead toy of Superman, and it's hilarious. You got to come see it.
Awesome. Anyway, it was amazing. But students are not tuning in today to hear about my Seattle adventures or to see my amazing Funko Pop t-shirt. Aubrey, we're here to help them with IELTS. How are we gonna do that today?
Yes, you guys, this is a great episode. We were inspired by a comment on Instagram that we're going to share with you, and we're talking to you about a great way to practice for IELTS speaking that's going to increase your engagement, give you great practice, and maybe give you a new way to think about practicing for IELTS speaking. So this
Yeah.
is a really good jam-packed episode.
You guys, I'm so excited to talk about this today. Because this really shows our fundamental values as a company, right? As All Ears English, but as people, all of us on this All Ears English team, guys, we're not just teachers. Not that that's a bad thing, but we're not just that, right? Like we teach you guys because we want to inspire you. We want to motivate you. And that is more important, maybe in test prep than anything else, because how often, Aubrey, do you see comments like, IELTS is so boring. I got terrible scores. How do I keep studying? How do I not get bored? How do I make myself keep moving forward? Because IELTS is so hard. This is one of those ways, guys. This is a very fun activity you can start doing right now by yourself or with a study partner to find that motivation, to find that creativity, to
Yes, make it fun again.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay, so what is our essential idea today?
Okay, so the essential idea is that you can write your own IELTS speaking questions. You don't have to find them in test prep books or Google them online. And then you can use them with friends when you practice for IELTS speaking and actually really engage in your answers. This is going to increase your motivation so much because you're actually talking about things you're really interested in and things you really want to know about your friends. Think about how much more fun that would be than just Googling, finding a random question that you don't really care
Totally.
about, right?
You know what? This also goes along the advice of like, let's practice the positive connotations. Let's practice feeling good about IELTS. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is one of the reasons why I ask students to ask a friend to be an examiner before they go into the test and practice a full speaking test with a friend because hopefully you'll be more relaxed. You'll be able to smile more. You'll, because of those things, your fluency increases, your confidence increases, your pronunciation is better. So this also goes towards encouraging that, right?
Exactly. Because you're speaking more like a real person, like a native,
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of getting in that trap of speaking like a student as if the examiner's a teacher. You don't want that, right? When you're speaking with a
exactly.
friend, and then that will translate to test day because you're in the habit, you're used to speaking natively as if you're speaking to a friend.
Exactly, exactly. So many reasons to do this. So we're going to just outline a couple very clear benefits to this because we know you guys are adults. You have to have good reasons to do something we ask you to do. And then we're going to give you some examples. We are going to spontaneously come up with questions we wish were IELTS questions. That
Yes.
if we were students, these would totally be the ones that we would want to talk about. So, okay, first of all, let's shout out the person, the amazing Instagram follower student who made us think of this idea. Aubrey, what inspired you to suggest this topic today?
Yes. So on my Instagram post yesterday, Ellie Heroes left this great comment and she was sharing an episode idea. She said, I'm not sure this is the right place to make a request for you to talk about something on the show, but after I was married, I didn't have an opportunity to make contact with my male friends. So on my address page, there are no guys there. I felt somewhat shocked because the only guy I have there is my husband. I'm curious about what other ladies think about their male friends. And Ellie, I have had this same thought myself because a lot of my friends from college, I haven't been able to stay in touch with really well because there is sort of this weird thing of like, can I be friends with them? Do I need to be friends with them and their wife? Is this just so it is something
Yeah,
girls
yeah.
talk about? It's something natives talk about. And it would be a really interesting IELTS speaking question. I wished I would be asked that on part 3.
Oh my God, Aubrey, we have to add this to the conversations and coffee list.
Oh, good
Okay, we
idea.
got to talk
I'm
about this. And
making a
guys,
note.
on that note, guys, I want to remind you that Lindsay and I are doing a web class about participating naturally and natively in group conversations, right? Especially when people are speaking fast. We're going to give you 3 things natives do that you don't, so you can improve your understanding and your participation in the world, guys. So sign up, grab your spot for this web class. It's going to be amazing. allearsenglish.com/native. So let's get back to the question. Let's brainstorm this for a second. Now, what if this were a part 3 question, Aubrey? What kind of answer could you give? Like, first of all, we need to structure it like an IELTS question. So this is the first thing you have to do, right? When you think of a topic that is fun to talk about like this, that is actually something you think about, that you want to discuss with friends, you still have to take an extra step of formulating it like an IELTS question, or else it's not test practice. You know what I mean? Like, we need to structure it like an IELTS question, and then you need to answer it like an IELTS answer, not like a relaxed, like whatever incomplete sentence answer in the real world. You still have to make it IELTS practice. So we can change the topic, right? To get motivated, to get engaged, but we can't change the way we're answering about it, right? Because we still want to keep the priority in mind, which is practicing the IELTS skills. So,
Yeah. So I
what?
can imagine
Yeah.
this question being like, in your culture, are married women able to stay friends with or able to retain relationships with male friends?
Mm, I love that. That is
I love
totally
that question.
a part 3 question. That's so good. Okay. I'm going to do my best to answer this as an
Okay.
IELTS question and not break down like I'm just being natural. Okay. Um, this is a fascinating question. I don't think there is a specific cultural expectation as defined by religion or gender roles or tradition as like women cannot be friends with men after they're married. I don't think that is a specific spoken rule in my culture. However, I do think there will always be issues with jealousy, right? With partners being jealous of each other, having friends of the opposite sex after they're married or even dating. I think that happens. And it certainly doesn't go just the way of women having male friends. I think obviously it often goes the other way as well, where women wives would be suspicious of husbands who hang out with a lot of ladies in their free time. So I think this is an issue of I think this is a marital sort of intimacy issue, trust issue, rather than a cultural expectation issue.
Oh, such a good answer, and fascinating how different my answer would be. Actually,
Really?
For sure.
What
I'm gonna
would you
save it.
say?
I'm gonna save it for the conversations and coffee. So
Oh,
you
yes.
guys, you
Love
have to
it.
sign up because we'll all, Michelle and Lindsay and I, we're for sure gonna do this as a conversation, and we'll all share how we feel. But yeah, mine would be a little different.
It's so
Interesting.
fascinating. Like so much goes into this,
Yes. Yeah.
Religion, how you were raised, what models
Totally.
did you have growing up? What
Yep.
did you see your parents do?
And individual personalities. If you happen to
Totally.
be a jealous person or not, if you're
Yeah,
comfortable being alone with someone of the opposite sex or not,
totally.
jealousy aside, right? There's a lot that goes into it. Good point. Okay,
Oh, it's
guys,
gonna be
I'm
so
so
good.
excited for you to do this activity when preparing for IELTS speaking. So let's get into how specifically how you can do this. How can you create what types of questions can you create? And the good news is anything, right? There is no wrong question. Just like Jessica said, anything you're interested in, you
Yep.
just have to format it like an IELTS question. And this is going to be a good way for you to think about it because you can look at the other sample questions you've been reading. You may already have a really good idea, but if not, pick them apart. Look at the structure, look how they're asked, and change any topic into an IELTS question.
You know what? I think just this step is so extremely beneficial. The
Yes.
act of analyzing the structures, the functions of IELTS questions, because the structures and the functions are repeated every single test, right? So, for example, part 3, the functions you will be asked to produce are always the same. You're comparing the past until now. You're describing advantages, disadvantages. You are explaining the causes of a problem, right? Like these functions are always present. So if you practice these functions, then you will be able to spontaneously express those for any topic, right? That IELTS throws at you. So, oh my
Yes,
God,
and think
I love it.
about why we didn't take that question for a part 2, because you're describing an event or an experience, and that doesn't lend itself as well this question. So it makes sense
Totally.
for a part 3 question. So any topic you come up with, think about, okay, is this something where I would describe a person or an experience or an event, or is this going to be something where I'm thinking about the advantages or disadvantages of something, and then you'll know, should this be in part 1, part 2, or part 3?
It's so fun. It's so fun. Okay, sweet. So I'm going to throw a couple ideas out there, guys, just real fast, just as a model, right? If I were to be writing my own questions about things that I'm interested in so many random things. Let's see. So, part 1, I would ask myself, this is hard. I would ask myself, why do people read comic books? That could actually be a question,
Ooh,
but I would
yeah.
talk about that. Part 2, I would say, describe a trip in a tall building describe an experience you recently had in a tall building. Because
Nice.
my son and I went to the top of the Space Needle in Seattle. And then part 3, I would say, what are the advantages of loving your dogs the most?
Yes. Awesome. This would be all really fun things to talk about. Okay, all of my ideas I'm going to pull from Conversations and Coffee because they've been
Love it.
so interesting. If you guys aren't subscribed, there have been such interesting conversations. Like we talked about guilty pleasures, and it
Oh,
was
that
the
was
most fun
great.
conversation. Like I've never laughed that hard. And I
Oh my
would
God.
love to have an IELTS question of like, what is one of your guilty pleasures?
I want an IELTS question saying, describe crazy habits of a coworker, because you guys, Michelle is fascinating. I love her
We
so
had some
much.
weird ones.
I learned crazy stuff about her every time.
I think we need
Guys,
to share one here, like a
yeah.
sneak peek. Guys, this is so funny. When she drinks coffee, she dips her fingers in her cup of coffee and then just puts it on her face. And even if she's in public, she's like at brunch, she puts her fingers in her coffee and puts it all over her face, her like wet coffee. I was like, that's amazing and so weird. I love it.
Oh, I
I love
love it
it.
so much. Guys, just to bring this back to IELTS for you, a couple things. So, just to summarize, guys, today we have explained one amazing activity you can do right now by yourself or with friends to become engaged, to find motivation, to start enjoying your IELTS studies. Because, guys, if you are not engaged positively with your IELTS studies, with your English studies, you're not learning. And that's it. That is one of the biggest compliments we get from students in Three Keys IELTS is like, this is the only IELTS course I have been able to finish that actually worked for me because I want to hang out with you. Like I want
Yes.
to have lessons from a teacher who is energetic, right? And interesting. So there's that, guys. Engage, find that positive motivation. And then two more things we talked about today, guys. We are doing a web class, Lindsay and I. It's going to be amazing. No, it's not just for IELTS. Yes, it will help you on IELTS. We're going to talk about native pronunciation, native idioms and slang, native transitions, all of this stuff. Band 8, Band 9 for speaking, guys. So sign up, grab your spot, May 8th and 10th. Those are the dates. Sign up, allearsenglish.com/native. Final thing, Aubrey and I mentioned Conversations and Coffee. It's another All Ears English program. It is a weekly lesson you get every Wednesday. Vocab, transcripts, group conversation. Amazing. Sign up for that, allearsenglish.com/fast.
Yeah.
Right?
If
Yeah.
you're not in there, yes.
There's so many links.
Yes. And it's so true. They're so fun, you guys, these conversations. And it comes with a quiz. So you're really engaging in the material. You can listen to it as many times as you want. They're so fun to listen to. So get in there. If you're not in there, you're missing so many fun conversations. So go to allearsenglish.com/fast to sign up.
There's so many
so fun.
ways that we engage with students, that we create
I love it.
awesome, fun stuff for you guys. Anyway, web class is free. Sign up, allearsenglish.com/native. Okay, Aubrey, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Good day. Okay.
Good day too, ma'am. See ya. Bye.